Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to Paul's Monday Market Update, number 219 for Monday, 23rd of March, 2026. I hope you're all well. I hope you have had a good weekend. I hope you have been able to work your way through and make some sense of the rather sort of eventful morning that we've had in markets. As always, if you're joining us for the live session here or on the YouTube live stream, it'd be great to know that you can hear my voice and that you can see the slides. Always good to know the technology is working in our favor. For those of you joining us for the first time, the Monday Market Update is just that. It is literally me flying through as much as I can share with you in the next sort of 25-30 minutes, looking at strength and weakness within FX indices and commodities markets, then looking at a few charts of interest, and then a look at the live markets themselves. It is not a signal service. It's not trade recommendations. It is just me sharing what I'm looking at, which might be of benefit or help to yourselves. As always, you are very welcome here, but just remember that you are responsible for your own trading decisions. And if you want a little bit more help and support, there is a special offer on the VTP Stage 2 Swing trading course and the VTP Stage 3 Intraday trading course. There's a special offer there until the 1st of April 26. It's the kind of end of the quarter, end of the financial year. If you want some more details on that, you can ping me, or that QR code there will take you. But it's a very special offer for basically this week alone. If you've got any questions, ping me. Okay, originally I was looking and wanted to talk about some of the companies that have been affected by, the sort of recent conflict and how that's been playing out. This is one of them, UAL, United Airlines. All right, so not unsurprisingly, an airline company. Weekly chart has been pretty well. You can see there's been some considerable swings here. Okay, left, right, and center. Firstly we had companies getting back to work and people being back to the office and people traveling. Then we had the new Trump administration and basically Doge Musk going in and wanting to cut all of the sort of public sector travel, okay, and flying, which had an impact upon those airlines. But then also, as you can see, from last year's sort of liberation, the kind of Trump sort of cutting public sector spending from Liberation Day, from basically pricing a way up. And then actually what we've seen is this, what you'd also see is almost like, there's a top there between, what would you say, about $115 between that kind of 112 to 116 range. You might say, well, Paul, let's bring up this drawing tool, Paul. This is a bit of a double top here that we have seen here. Also, all of the highs have been getting low, and then invariably what we can see is price has pushed its way down and it's beneath the 50-period moving average. And now what I'm looking at is, looking at a pure price action. Last week was a kind of inside bar, bearish pin bar that was, had flipped the 50. And so I was curious to see, how did this play out this week in terms of, did we get continuation of the war? In which case I thought, we might work our way all the way down towards that weekly 200. But of course, as I said, things have changed in the last 90 minutes or so. Well, there's been a shift. Whether there'll be momentum behind that, whether that'll be sustained, we will find out. But as you can see, from closing just under $90, well, we can see in the pre-market already we're up $5. Okay, and that's probably an indication of some, there's a bit of a relief rally. And as I said, what we want to see is, well, can that carry on? Has it got the legs to carry that on? For me, if it gets to close back up above the 50 at the end of this week, okay, end of this month, then that would be, I think that would mean that, we're kind of expecting probably sort of to drift back towards 100. But if we find out it's a bit of a false dawn for what Trump has announced today, well, then I expect there just to be that relief rally to run out of gas and for it to roll over and fall away. So, yeah, as I said, pretty interesting chart to watch this week.